Someone shared a testimony, and I picked something from it.
From Germany. So it all started in 2020 after I got married. I was expecting a baby. That was end of 2020, beginning 2021. In February, I was told it was an ectopic pregnancy, which I'd never heard of before in my life. And I was told I had to be operated because the baby was not in the womb. And so they operated me and life continued. In 2022, I was pregnant again. At 22 weeks, 5 days, remember quite well, I started having serious pain. Went to the hospital myself. I was like, I didn't sleep in the night. I had pain. And they told me, you're going to have the baby in 1 hour. I'm like, what? This baby is just 22 weeks, 5 days. They said, yes, you were contracting, you're in labor. I know according to the German culture, when you have a baby that is above 500 grams, you have to do a funeral. So I had to prepare a burial, imagine the stage for the baby. And that was so devastating and so traumatizing. Fast forward to 2023, I was pregnant again. Along the line, started having pain again. Called the ambulance. When the ambulance came, when I opened the door, I fell in front of the door and they knew this was really serious. They did the test and drove me to the hospital. While the hospital, the gynecologist checked and told me, you have liquid in your stomach, all over your stomach. Do you want to leave? And I said yes. He said then we have to operate you immediately. And once I had a difficult operation and I got out of it, that was on a Friday. So fast forward, life continued. That was 2 ectopic pregnancies, 1 normal pregnancy, 3 losses. Like all the 3 lost. And so it was a very hard time. When I was on the altar, I believed that God will answer me. God will give me the fruit of the womb. I was going to have a baby. And I kept praying with Pastor Jerry. And so my husband told me, in order for us to save your life, to prevent you from going through this stress all over again, maybe we should just go for an IVF. I was like, God, this is not what I want. And I kept telling him, I'm doing it for you, but I know God will not let it happen. I know God will interrupt it. I had an appointment. We started the IVF consultation. They said I had to go for an operation because I had a fibroid. Before that time, August was Pastor Jerry's birthday. I brought the things that I bought for the baby that I'd lost previously. I brought it out, put in front of the TV, and I was praying and I was dancing. I was doing everything Pastor Jerry was saying. Sometime before September, a word came. Pastor Jerry said,
there's a woman under the sound of my voice. You've had 2 ectopic pregnancies. The Lord said, the next 6 weeks will not pass you by. You may not see the wind, you may not see the rain, but your valley shall be full of water.
And I said, Amen. I knew that was my word. I went on my knees and I received it, and discovered along the line I was pregnant. Now my heart was beating. I was like, God, I beg you, it should not be ectopic pregnancy. And I'll remember the words on the altar, and then I'll have faith again. And that's just how the journey kept going. On the 10th of November, when I went for the fibroid consultation, and they told me that I'm pregnant, and I was very happy. I knew God had answered me. As God will have it, I had a successful pregnancy. When I went for the check to see where the baby was placed after 6 weeks, I was told that the baby was in the right place. Like, no pregnancy has ever been this perfectly placed, and I knew the hand of God was in it. And so there was no IVF. I carried my baby naturally. I had a very smooth pregnancy until I gave birth, and so I'm very grateful. Today I have a 2-year-old, and I want to say, God, thank you so much. Pastor Jerry, thank you for your prayers. And